What up, it's your man Big Al in the building, man. It is always good when people fall in. I got the open door policy, and guess who stepped in the door, man?
Bro, yeah, it wasn't too long. How many years ago? About 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago?
Yeah,
when last time I
man.
see you, bro?
It's been a while, man. It's been a while. It's always good for you to fall in. David Banner in the house, man.
Thank you, bro. And it's good, man. It's good to see that you're still here, bro. There ain't too many of us left, bro.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
I'm happy to see you still here, bro.
Hey,
yeah.
Glad to be here for sure,
bro.
for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad you're here because I'll tell you, seeing your career go through from the beginning all the way up to now, it's been amazing because, I mean, obviously you did the music, you did the, you repped the area, you were talking about getting your boogie on and all that stuff, and at some point, on the mainstream level, it seemed to have stopped, and then it went in a different direction. And I've always been fascinated with that different direction and how you got started with that whole thing.
Well, what's funny is that for the most part, exit the sex, which I still like,
right.
and drugs and the violence, I've always been the same guy. I've been saying the same thing. I think the thing that changed for me is that I started eating what I talk. And what I mean by that, I live what I talk about in the dark.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Before, I was talking some of the same things, and then I'd be at the strip club and out fighting in the parking lot and doing some of the other things that I did. And I believe it was funny. I posted a video. I got a cartoon video series that I do on Instagram. It's called The Fist.
Okay.
And I read a comment that sort of explains where I am spiritually. Dude say, David Banner, I don't understand what the hell you talking about. He said, but it feels right. He said, I don't get it. But he said, I listen to it over and over again and it feels right. It's because I talk with my spirit now.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, our people's heads are gone through the music and through television. You got to think that we're being marketed to just about, if not, well, shoot, 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's always signs. It's always things trying to grab your attention.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, our minds are gone, but I still think we got a little space in our soul. And that's what we came to Sacramento today to do, to really speak to our people's soul.
So, hey, so when did you come to that epiphany? Was that something you were always dealing with even before the music started, or you just got that epiphany as you were growing up?
Well, I've always been conscious. See, that's the funny thing. One of the reasons why I don't say much about that is because people like a story. People like to say David Banner fell, hit his head on a rock, and he became conscious. No, I read a book called From the Broader Files that I actually stole. I stole the book from somebody who stole something from me.
Right.
And I read the book from Chicago. I was up in Chicago for the summer, and my cousin stole a remix, Pete Rock remix of House of Pain on a maxi single, and it was really hard to get. And that pissed me off pretty bad.
Yeah.
So he had this book, and he carried around all the time, and it ended up being Anthony Broader is one of my mentors, and I have something that's called the God boxes that are actually packages that I go out, and that book is inside of that box because I made a box of consciousness, the things that helped me become conscious. And I read that book and it changed my life. What happened to me was I actually had the #1 single in the nation during the time that I decided to make an outward change. I had Get Like Me with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
And I was out traveling internationally, and I saw how America is broadcasting at the time, especially black males. Now, black males and females, and at the time, that was when reality TV shows had first started.
Right.
The way that they are now.
Yeah. The way
So
they shape now.
so think about it. Internationally, rap videos and reality TV shows are what's being broadcasted to the world. And what I realize now is that one of the only things that America respects is the UN. So when they do stuff like Ferguson and the stuff that they do to our people, they sit back at the UN and say they ain't nothing but N's and B's anyway. They deserve it.
Right.
Because that's what they broadcast. They don't broadcast
see.
right. That's the only thing other people see.
Yeah.
And we can see different stuff out here because of our parents and we take for granted sometimes. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I do some work with Patrice Lumumba's organization from out of the Congo. And they said something that I never thought about. They said one of the reasons why Africans, especially from the Congo, have no sympathy for black people in America because they think they all balling. Because all they ever see is the videos.
That's true.
So they think all black people are doing good.
That video reality TV.
Right.
Right.
And you got to think, anything that happens with us, they never tell our side of the story. So for the most part, they just looking at the videos like, well, they balling. Everybody in America is rich. All the black people rich. So they don't need no help. Right.
Why they tripping?
Right. So for me, that's one of the reasons why I realize it's important for us to control our images and make sure we get out there and tell our side of the story.
That's the big push, man. Control your narrative.
Yeah.
You know, that's important.
And right now, look good. No, but seriously, just adding that, man. I realize that it's our responsibility to be our children's superhero. That's one of the reasons why I take care of my body. Looking 20 years younger, started eating right. I've been eating right. You know, I tell people I'm a what I want to-tarian. Because no, the reason why is because I've studied Dr. Africa. I studied just about
Dr.
everybody,
Sebi,
that's especially Dr. Sebe.
Yes,
I still his fast is the fast that I do when I fast.
Wow.
So the thing is, I know better. I know what different foods do to your body. I know exactly what happens. So when I eat it, I'm not mad when my skin starts shriveling up and when, you know what I'm saying?
Because you already know.
Because I already know what happened.
Wow.
But then the difference between men is something my young brother Lee taught me. We just got to take the responsibility of it. So I can't be mad when, you know, the girls was going, now they go, like that's what you get.
Right.
So
right.
for me, it when I went overseas and I had an opportunity for us to see, you know, what was going on with our people, I felt like, and at the time, you know, the Most High revealed to me that it wasn't my fault, but I thought because I had the #1 single, I was personally sending all black people to hell.
Wow.
That's a lot of pressure.
And that's not my responsibility.
No.
I ended up seeing that later on. And I also started seeing, and a lot of black folks not going to want to hear this, man, it's not the rapper's responsibility. It's like they put more pressure on art than they do on teachers, than they do on our representatives, the people that we elect. We put more pressure than them on the mothers and the fathers. You know what I'm saying? And most of these kids who are hip-hop artists come straight from the hood. I just happen to be smart already.
Right.
You know, I come from a very violent place. I come from Jackson, Mississippi. I come from Mississippi, period.
Yeah.
But I've always been smart.
Yeah.
Always been smart. When I was in the 2nd grade, I read on the junior and college level, so I've always been intelligent. Even when I debate, notice this, people don't even think about this. When I debate people on CNN or like I did on Capitol Hill,
Right.
people don't notice the people that I'm debating against are never like white country artists. The doctors and lawyers. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, I shouldn't be debating them. We were from a civic standpoint, from a social standpoint, we were engineered into the places and the situations that we need engineers.
Right.
And doctors and lawyers arguing our point. They want us to rap. They want us to build houses,
Right.
raise all the money for Katrina, then come back and debate. when most people ain't buying CDs no way, or music anyway, you know. But I'm honored that one thing that I can say, and I want to say this from the bottom of my heart, man, and make sure y'all don't edit this part out. I'm so grateful to be one of the artists that black people allow to grow up. Because most artists, when they grow up, especially a strong, dark-skinned black man, they ship us to the side. I mean, whether you're a radio personality, rapper, actor, you know, they don't want to see black men grow old gracefully.
And a lot of it is, I've seen, and I agree with you totally 100% on that. A lot of it is the younger generation don't honor the older generation.
And
Like,
the older generation don't honor the younger either.
right, there's a disconnect.
It's literally the Willie Lynch syndrome. And I always tell people, whether you believe it exists or not, it does exist.
Now, if I can say something, one thing that really helped me relate to you is when you said most black people don't like each other, like being black.
Most black people don't like being
and
black.
I never thought about that, but you know, you say a lot of thought-provoking.
That's what my whole lecture is about.
Yeah,
everything.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
when you are able to actually have other people who didn't grow up like you or what have you, you're able to
You have
allow us to
awesome
relate
eyes.
to. Oh, thank you.
I don't want to digress. It's just the pretty white teeth and them eyes, and she was like, David Banner, you said this. And I was like, yeah, I did say that. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I totally got off point. I'm sorry. Let me sit back.
Okay.
Maybe you should look the other way. She's talking.
Like, yeah.
Now, on the low, I have been calling you my husband. Everybody knows that. Just to let you know.
Well, let me tell you, you paid for me to come up here. So right now, I am your husband. You paid for that. For real. No, but honestly, and I want to honor you for bringing me, because I will tell you something.
Yeah.
This is something else that I'm amazed by, and I want to tell all artists this. And it has to do with me working out. I know most people don't know what a lecture series is. I know a lot of people don't understand where we are. I think Trump helped rip the veil off the mask. I mean, rip the veil off the face of America. That's one of the reasons why I make sure that I look good. I make sure that I'm still doing movies. As a matter of fact, got a new movie on Netflix right now called Never Heard. You go check that out right now.
Never Heard.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
But any way that we could get our people's butts in that seat, it don't matter to me. I know a lot of girls come because they think I'm cute and they think, no, I'm serious. No. You got to be real.
No, it's true.
Think about all of the leaders, black leaders that we had. Malcolm was handsome.
Right.
Martin Luther King was handsome and fly. Both of them.
But I also have to say it is also your love for the black woman that actually really, I mean, you don't discriminate against any other ethnicities, but the love to publicly say, I love all black women versus, it's just one of those things where...
But I do discriminate to a certain degree because we're supposed to. You heard that in the lecture too. Lions love lions, tigers love tigers before they love any. There is a certain level of discrimination that's supposed to be. You're supposed to love me first.
Right.
And I come from you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. That is the problem. We spend so much time loving on other people who don't love us the same way.
Right.
But I will say this. Me coming to Sacramento also means a lot to me from this perspective too. And I know people don't think about this. I took a lot away from the culture. People never own up for that. And for as many people I sit in that direction, I think it's really good for the town to see me come back this way.
Yeah.
And I'm honored that y'all had me, because when I came through here the first time, we had a private boat.
Hey.
And I gotta honestly say,
I remember.
Oh my gosh.
There was some things.
No, that was more than some things.
It was a whole lot of things.
Hey, boy. Can't wait for, man.
Oh, no.
That's all man. I came back, I just want y'all to know, I came back to Sac a couple times. Secretly, there might be some kids running around here going, damn. No, I'm just joking.
Hey, but you're right. We don't see that in hip hop artists. We don't see growth.
Right.
We don't see maturity.
But they don't allow. By the time, it's just like anything else. They don't want us.
They want to see the records. Yeah.
Right.
See. It is important. The youth are our feet, but the elders are the brain, and you need both for the body to move forward.
Yes.
So the thing is, they don't want David Banner to come back and tell these kids, hey bro, them 360 deals they giving y'all, bro, that's some bull. Yo, this is what we have. And although it didn't work for me, this is what you need to do. I never forget this, man. It made me feel so very good. Even though we were not able to connect. Yeah. When Offset first got out of jail, I saw him and he came to me. That's the reason why I don't dye my beard. They reversed our culture. In the African cultures, in any culture that has survived, the elders, to grow and be an elder is something that you are proud of. There's certain parts in the communities that I'm talking about where you can't be on a certain level unless you pass 70. Because you got to have a certain amount of experience and wisdom and knowledge. So I keep this gray beard and I don't put Beijing in my beard no matter how good I look. Because I want these children to know this means I've gone through something.
Yes, sir.
And it's not just knowledge, it is wisdom. Yes. So Offset came to me and he was like, oh gee man, like, he said, I want to do right. I just don't understand how to do it. And that's what I'm supposed to be here for. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I was so honored that he said that. And then, what's the record that they had? The first record that really super blew. Versace? No, it was after Versace. The one with the video with your guy in it at the end of the video. Anyway,
we drawing a blank on it.
We drawing a blank. Anyway, when the record came out, like that's when they went international.
Really took off. Yeah.
And then it, just life happened. You know what I'm saying? But for him to come up to me and tell me that, let me know that I was on the right path, and that's what we're supposed to be doing for these children, is giving them some vision and some understanding.
Yes, that's excellent. So, speaking of this lecture, where are y'all going to be talking? Where is this lecture going to be happening today?
It's going to be at
Bad and Bougie. That's what it was.
Bad and Bougie, that's what it was.
Came out.
That took off like
I'm talking about literally like a week after I had that conversation with him. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
He was gone. I'd have been gone too, though. Well, that's actually a skirt.
Yeah, hey. I'm over here. We throw back hip hop and R&B. I was like, I was right there.
But go ahead. Tell me where it's going to be.
Oh, okay, so it's going to be at Health Professions High School. The address is 451 McClatchy Way, Sacramento, California, 95818.
And tell them your name and your organization.
Oh, my name is Olivia, and I'm the owner and creator of Live with Nature All Natural Products. So my booth will be up there along with a lot of other Black business owners. Youth are free, 18 and under. We have a bounce house, a popcorn station, face painting, a live band for the youth, as well as adult band inside, as well as a 50-50 raffle.
So, on behalf of V101.1, I'd like to know, what made you want to bring this event to Sacramento?
Honestly, Sacramento desperately needs an event like this, and we thought you would be perfect, honestly. And we just need, you are our hero, in a sense. I know we are all the same, but you really do bring forth topics that all of us talk about. My friends and I, other people from the Bay Area, my friend called me and said, hey, we just had a conversation about David Banner coming. It's just, you are really the forefront that we see right now, as well as Nipsey. But in the wake of Nipsey's death as well, we felt like you would be able to continue to, the marathon continues, pretty much.
And the one thing that I want to make sure that people know, I figured out why people listen to me. Most Black people who have navigated themselves well through white supremacy, they never come back.
That part.
I'm not saying anything that Elijah Muhammad hasn't said. I am not saying anything that Martin hadn't said. Any of our great leaders before us. It's just that people want to see success. And I just want to tell y'all something that the children, since this is throwback hip hop and R&B, this is for the grown-ups. These kids just want to see success. We tell them something general like going to college. Okay, that's cool, but that's not proven. One thing that you can prove, if you stand out on that corner with some dope, you'll get something back.
Something gonna happen.
Some money, a car, a bullet. You're going to get something. The thing is that we have to start allowing our children to see some level of success. And although I have other businesses, and I do very well as a businessman, when kids see me and I'm looking good and I'm shining, I'll never forget this quick story. I was in LA speaking, and some of the young Mexican kids wasn't quite sure who I was. And one dude was staring out the window, and he hollered out to everybody. He was like, yo, who Bentley is that? And I was like, mine? He was like, anything you got to say, I'm listening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if Malcolm said by any means necessary. So if that means that you have to look good and shine a little bit to get your kids, then so be it, man.
As long as they hear that message.
Right. So if y'all want to support me more, go to davidbanner.com. It's full set up there. Everything that you need from me is up there. New album, The God Box. Go check it out. This is V101.1 Throwback Hip Hop and R&B. I'm your stand-in today, David Banner.
Yeah.
The one and only.
The one and only. Hey, I did have a question I want to ask you, man. With this whole thing that you do, have you ever, if you can share with me a story about how someone tried to challenge you because of your knowledge, or hey, anybody tried to challenge you with that? A story that sticks out in your head, and if so, what did you do to combat that?
No, I don't really challenge. I don't let people challenge me. I learned a long time ago. I stand on actual facts. Everybody around me is smarter than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what they're smart at. And I don't really debate with people who are emotional. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has emotions. So I stick to facts. You know, when I have an opinion, I tell people it is only my opinion, and my opinion is this. You can't tell me nothing about my opinion, as well as you can't tell me nothing about facts.
Right,
if my opinion is my opinion. So what I try to do is stick to the facts, and we throw our events with me headlining. If you don't like what I say, then go home.
Right.
I tell people that all the
right.
time.
Yes.
When you go to college, why you gonna go and argue? You may ask the teacher questions and you may challenge them. I don't have no problems with questions, but why are you coming here challenging? If you don't like what I say, then leave. You know, that's one thing that I hate about so-called haters. Is if I hate somebody, I don't talk to them. I don't know what they're doing. They don't exist to me anymore. So if you feel that way about me, there's a lot of people that I don't agree with. So I just don't deal with them. I don't follow them.
Right.
I block anybody who's on my page with their whatever their emotions are. I just don't want to see that. And that's how I feel. And I tell people this. I don't care what you think about me. All I want you to do is think.
Yeah.
Like I tell everybody, I don't know what the absolute truth is. But I do know what we were taught is a damn lie. It is a lie. Me, Lee, and Caleb were talking about this. It's so funny that black people go their whole life believing in something that's as made up as Santa Claus. So you tell your children not to lie, but you teach them a lie called Santa Claus, knowing a fat white man ain't brought them toys. You done worked and broke your back. You need to get credit for that. Or Christ, if we're going to talk Christ, we talk about everything but Christ. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So for me, I just stand on truth, and I don't have time to argue. Because if I'm arguing with somebody, I'm missing the opportunity to enlighten or help somebody else. That's my opinion.
That's hey, I might as well just go with truth. I'm on the truth wagon with that one. I'm
Can I add one other thing before I leave?
Yes, sir.
If I don't piss you off, if I didn't make you uncomfortable, then I didn't do my job. See, I think through religion, black people take pain the wrong way. Pain is God's way of telling you that something needs to change. And that's all revolution is. A revolution is a shift.
Yeah.
Being active means you must move and become active. That means you have to move away from where you are right now.
It's supposed to make you uncomfortable.
Right, because the thing that I tell everybody is, how is what you believe in working for you now? Black people have believed in the same thing as a whole for over 500 years, and it just has not worked. And what do they say insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome.
Yes.
I love y'all. My name is David Banner. Make sure y'all come out today at 4 o'clock. If they want to buy tickets right now, where do they go?
Eventbrite.com, or they can also just get tickets at the door. We're
And
selling tickets.
And the address one more time.
451 McClatchy Way, Sacramento, California, 95818. It's Health Professions High School.
There it is.
Black Business Sunday starts at 3, and all other events start at 4.
Okay. David Banner, it's always a pleasure, man.
Appreciate
it's
you.
always a pleasure. Anytime you feel like it, come on in.
I appreciate it. And ladies, don't worry about it. You may have to reset your eyes. I'm extremely attractive, and you may have not seen a God in the flesh before.
Oh my goodness.
But come out today and you will see the sunshine. That has happened to you. We got brother Caleb with the butters. We got brother Lee with the arms and the gun show. Ooh yeah, Hogan. Ooh yeah, the macho. We'll see y'all today. Love y'all, Sacramento. And surrounding areas. Everybody come out. We love y'all.
I'm done with you, brother.